Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great day so far, and hope you guys had a great weekend overall. And when I first heard the topic for this week, I was very interested in, it really got me thinking. And the first thing that came into mind is that it's really hard to imagine anything actually being a waste of time because sometimes, even if it seems like a waste of time, usually from some perspective or one side of things, it may be actually useful, whether it's something that you might end up looking back on in the future and being like, oh, thank God I don't do that anymore, or something, that actually is positive, but through like an outside perspective, like, someone on the side might have noticed something, or it just might affect someone else in some other way, or something along those lines. So it's really hard to imagine that, other than the obvious, of course, of just, sitting and breathing and that's it. I mean, at least you're breathing and living, but I mean, it's just really hard to imagine wasting time. And ironically enough, I actually on Saturday it was one of those days where I ended up wasting my time. I ended up doing a lot of not really doing anything. I woke up late, but I didn't realize till Sunday about something, and I felt very stupid. But sometimes we do have one of those times that we overreact and we don't quite realize things, and we're just like, I can't believe I wasted my time yesterday. Wow, why didn't I realize that before? But what happened Friday was a pretty crazy day, and it was a, I guess you could say, pretty bad day, just because so many things are breaking on me. And Sunday, in case you may or may not know, was a pretty crazy month. I guess you could say, as far as money goes, we're not in the best money situation. We just recently had to sell a really good truck that was in good condition. It only had a few pieces in the engine that had to be replaced, one part on the outside for the exterior, and one part just needed to be bent back. It wasn't bent enough to the point that when you bent back, it would just break or anything like that. It was barely bent. Just needed to be bent back, and had one part on the exterior, and like I said, one part or some parts in the engine replaced, and it would have been a perfectly nice looking truck. That's a 2011 model, I believe. If not, then it's 2010. And it was a 4-door truck. It was a really nice truck. Everything else was great. The windows and everything was nice. But we ended up having to sell it, and there's a lot. Things have been just really crazy, and I had a few things break on me, and things I had to replace in December. And ironically enough, things are starting to mess up on me. As for those of you that may or may not know, my graphics cards are starting to fail on me, which the good thing is that now they're starting to do good. They've lasted me about 2 days after I changed out the thermal paste. They started failing after a while just because there was not enough thermal paste, so I added a little bit more, and then I added a little bit more, just kept on getting to the point I had enough, but not too much, to the point it was just flooded and gunky all over the place and stuff like that. So it's working nice and everything now. But as you may or may not have noticed already, my chair that I usually sit in, why did I say that word? Sorry for the cursing. That was an accident. It really was. Is actually broken. It's right over there, as you can see. And it just recently broke on me. The part that I sit on that supports me, one part already broke. I taped it back up, and it was working perfectly fine. And a second part broke. And there's only 4 pieces, so half of them are broken. It's just not enough to support me, and there's a high chance that if I keep on trying to sit in it, then one of these days it's just going to collapse or something like that. So I'm out of money, and I just got done, like I said, buying a bunch of stuff and replacing some things, and that chair's broken. And as far as the graphics cards, they're eventually going to be dying. They're starting, hit their date and everything, and really start dying out. So I'm gonna have to save money to replace those. But for now, I'm probably gonna have to most likely have to just replace that chair as soon as I can, because the only chair I got now is a foldable chair that's plastic and metal, very uncomfortable, not good for long sessions. And my computer chair, that one just completely broken. I had another foldable chair, one of those like ones for picnics, but those ones aren't made for long sessions of you sitting in them. They're only usually like $10 or $15, but still, they do break over time. They really do. I mean, they're made very cheaply. I mean very cheaply. So I'm gonna have to make sure to buy a chair, but like I said, it's gonna be at least $100, and if I want a really good one that's built the way I want, if I want that's a rocking chair that could rotate, which are really hard to find, it's gonna be like a couple or about a few $100s, between $200 and $250. So, but anyways, what happened on Sunday or Saturday was that it was one of those days that like I said, I woke up late. And because I was so upset on everything that happened Friday, and things were just getting worse on Saturday, I ended up basically, like shortly after I woke up, I jumped into Google Hangout with some of my friends, and I was really sad and kind of depressed and upset about everything like that. And I was trying to figure out what to do, what I can do to get the money, and how I could get everything taken care of. And what I didn't realize is, but one of the things I was also upset about is that I was waiting to get responses from 2 companies that I contacted recently. And there were some things I wanted to work on the weekend, but I can't exactly work on them until I get a response from those companies. So I would, because I wouldn't want to have to work on it and then get a bad response and be like, oh, I just wasted my time on all this stuff. But I was waiting on the responses. What I didn't realize until Saturday or Sunday is that I forgot that the only work on business days, which is weekdays. So I was like, crap, that was Saturday. Of course they wouldn't email me back on Saturday. And I felt very stupid. I ended up wasting a bunch of time doing nothing. I could have been working on some videos, cleaning up my room, because in case you may or may not notice, I cleaned up my room. Looks really nice right now. Looks way better. It takes me a long time just to clean up my room, believe me when I say that. But, you know, seeing that I wasted a bunch of time, it really made me sad. It really kind of, you know, made me upset. But, you know, that's a good example of wasting time. And this is, I guess you could say this is a learning point for me, that even when things go really bad, it's good to go ahead and just look back, or make sure to look all around me and make sure that there's nothing going on, or there's nothing that I need to focus on more, and just not overreact to the point that I get distracted or start thinking about things so much that I don't realize something, and then the next day I end up feeling very stupid and end up wasting my time or something. So it's a pretty crazy day. But by the way, Chris Ware, I hope you have a great birthday, which I believe is tomorrow on Tuesday. And if that isn't your birthday, then tell me when is your birthday. I'm pretty sure it's the 7th, but I might have heard something else. But my birthday's on Wednesday, ironically enough. And it looks like my friend's here because he's going to be here for a few days, but I already figured out what I'm going to be talking about in tomorrow's video. So I'm still going to be doing videos even though he's going to be here. And I think I'm going to go. My dogs are barking. So thank you guys again for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.